Yes, so good morning, everyone.
Good
Good,
morning.
Good
good,
morning.
good
Good
afternoon.
morning.
It's past 12 o'clock. It feels like morning, right? So I know I reached out to Mr. Ta, and I'm going to do it with a few of the teachers. I do want to check in with particularly as many seniors as we can, and then obviously some of the. I'm technically over 10th grade. Mr. Alfaro is uh, will be sending out some information for the seniors. Because I know you guys have a lot of questions. So the one thing I did want to start off today is, listen, I know that this is uncharted territory for all of us. We're all adjusting. Um, I know Mr. Ta and myself and a few others have spoken about even resources and how to help people in the community, and it's challenging times. I know for you guys, particularly the seniors, and I know I sometimes would jump on the Spartan Shield, and some of you have reached out to me or to others and have expressed, sadness or obviously without the senior activities, prom and now graduation, and just now even the district is sending us information that's fast. Uh, Something today that they send us, and now we're trying to process what that looks like and make the best of a situation. I do want you to know that every day we're trying to figure out ways to improve this, and I'm just talking about the academic part, but um, there's a lot more into this. I know, like the LA Times has shared articles. Students are not logging on, and a lot of times it could be interpreted as students just not caring or not being lazy, and I don't believe that at all. I do believe that our community has different needs. A lot of us are impacted by this, with either parents or families that have lost jobs, and so we have a lot going on, and it's totally understandable. I applaud your strength. You guys as seniors, you don't see it now, but in the future, you're gonna be the class that live through this and it be part of history. But right now, obviously, all of that is secondary because you are feeling the initial impact of all of this. Just do know that whatever graduation, and I wanted to see if I could, I'll ask Mr. Ta if I could have Alvaro join in. I know he answered some questions yesterday from the Spartan Shield in terms of, senior dues and all of the graduation and whatnot. But one of the things is we're going to explore and give the students the best possible graduation under what we're allowed to do, right? So just have that in mind. I know it's, these are words that we're sharing. I know Mr. Ta is, he's very involved with you guys. He'll be communicating with you a lot more than sometimes what we can. I know that even for technology distribution, we have delivered. I'm sorry, we have distributed 4 times. I've been on campus secretly distributing technology to kids several other times. Mr. Alfaro has done it. We've done deliveries. We've gone the extra step in trying to get as many students at technology. And just today, I have 3 emails from students that, for whatever reason, they haven't got a device. So, but obviously, that's the first step, is getting every student technology, getting every student access. But just trying to make the best of the situation. We had a training today with all the administrators and local district people, and one of the things, it was an article shared, and it really hit me because the article is in lieu of all of this, and sometimes let's take the positives, right? It's difficult to sometimes find the positivity in everything that's going on, but there are a lot of positives that you guys probably are experiencing. One of the things is getting familiar with the Zoom process, right? Or the Zoom and digital learning and Schoology, and now you'll be able to use those skills to in college, and but then also getting closer to the family and connecting with people in a different form. Believe me, it's one of the things I miss the most is the little things. The other day I heard Ezra make an announcement, and he shared it on I saw in different platforms. Man, they gave me goosebumps because I felt like I was back home, right? So it's sometimes the little things that we can't do anymore are the ones, the little things that are making a big difference. And now I take little things that I used to take for granted. I'm like, let's not do so, because who expected this, right? So just wanted to share some positivity. I know if you have a few questions, I'll try to answer, but more than anything, I do want to extend a hand, and if you need anything, or you just you need certain support, feel free to reach out to me, or send me something on Schoology. I try to respond to everyone that sends me things. Or so I know it's difficult times, but we're all here, we're all breathing, we're all somewhere, right, connecting with each other in a different light. So I just I just wanted to share that. And thank you, Mr. Ta. I know he's constantly talking to you guys. Look at that background on Andres Becerra. Oh, brought me back at the site, right on the day. Is that graduation? It's like balloons back there and all that. So, oh no, that's the day. I remember that.
Yeah, I remember that day.
So, if there's any questions, I know that you guys are gonna do your AVID check-in, so feel free to ask. Or
you guys have any questions for Mr. Montano? Well, I think they definitely will love Alfaro to come in. I think Alfaro has some answers for them regarding things like senior dues and the money they paid for different things, and maybe possible if the things clear up by June, will there still be graduation, stuff like that.
Right. So, Mr. Talk, can you send the invite to Alfaro?
Yeah, definitely.
Let me send him a message.
Mister.
Yes.
Have you been outside your house?
If I've been what?
Outside your house? Yeah.
Yeah, once in a while I've been out there. I try to, normally when I have these Zoom meetings and it's sunny, I'll go out in the patio and I'll sit there because I just to feel like I'm moving. But I do. I have been to the school a few times, and it looks different, right? It looks different without life. It's interesting. I took a walk, and I know that our BNG people, our custodial staff, has been disinfecting the school. But when you look at the yard and everything, it looks like a ghost town right now. So those pictures we don't want to see, because we don't want to have that image of the school. So Alfaro's going to log in right now. I know that in terms of graduation, there's several options that have been thrown out, but definitely. So I know Esme asked a question, so I'm going to ask Esme. Esme, have you been outside your house?
Yeah.
Okay.
I do Postmates with my brother.
Okay.
And it's different because there's a lot of people who are ordering food. And some people, they're like so hectic. They're like, oh, you're not wearing a mask. Oh, you're not wearing your gloves. So then we had to go. So we had to be wearing masks and our gloves. And it's so annoying.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm glad you, as you mentioned that, listen, I think this has made an impact on all of us in a different way, right? Some of us have reacted to this like, yeah, you know what, I'm very anxious or nervous about it. And others are, look, careful, but, you know, I understand I'm still gonna live. And so, but I think one thing that I've learned from this is to be respectful, right? Like some people think I'm crazy or Mr. Alfaro's crazy. When we're out there delivering technology, people have told us, what are you doing? You're putting yourself in that situation, or you're putting the staff in a bad situation. And or when we have given out the technology out at the school sites. But you know, how else are we going to get technology out to students, right? So, but one thing what we have done is, let's be respectful of how everyone is taking this. Mr. Alfaro's on board.
Good morning or good afternoon, Mr. Alfaro.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Mr. Ta. Hello, everyone. Wow. I was expecting a 3 people meeting, and now we have a lot of people.
No, this is we're cornering you. We want our answers.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. I know a lot of seniors. Do you guys have any questions for Mr. Alfaro or Mr. Montano?
I have a question.
Go ahead, Hannah.
Okay, so about the senior dues, since I already paid, when will we be getting that money back, or what's gonna happen?
Okay, very good question. First of all, once again, good morning to all of you. So let me just begin by saying that thank you for inviting me, and I will try to answer as to the best of my knowledge. Unfortunately, let me upfront you and tell you that you may not like my answers, and some of your questions I may not have answers to at the moment, but we will be providing you with answers as we figure things out. It's been a very difficult time for us as well, but not as difficult for you guys, because I know you are being deprived from your education and from your high school experience. But today at 11 a.m., the superintendent, Austin Buettner, announced that we are not coming back to school until August. So for those of you that are seniors, this is basically it. You're basically completed. If you have all of the credit, you're basically completed or in route to complete your high school experience. So having said that, to answer your question, senior dues have already been paid or partially paid by some students or fully paid by others. You will get most of your money back. Luckily, we had not finalized many contracts, because we have to contract prom, venue, DJ, music, etc., etc., etc. So there's many things that needed to be contracted with, which we did not move forward with. The only thing that we had already contracted was the yearbook. So if you guys made payments for your senior dues, which all of your packages, I believe, included the yearbook, you will be receiving a yearbook, and obviously you will be charged for the yearbook. The only thing that we have is we made a $2,500 deposit for the prom venue, but I'm pretty confident that we're gonna get that money back. I don't think they'll keep it because this is circumstances out of, you know, our reach. So when we will get that money back, I don't know. Hopefully sooner than later. But that's basically it. Now, if you divide 2,500, let's say in a worst case scenario, 2,500 divided by, let's say, 200 students that purchased the senior dues, we're talking about $12. So if the venue says, you know what, contractually, we won't be able to give you your money back, everybody lost $12.50, which is not a big loss, okay? But we're hoping we get that back as well. So if you guys paid $300 for your senior dues, I'm working with Ms. Clark, Mr. Manzano and I are working with Ms. Clark into reducing the cost of the yearbook, given that we aren't going to be able to fill all of the pages. I believe there was 80 pages, if I'm not mistaken, to be filled, and we're not going to be able to fill all of the pages. Therefore, we might be looking into reducing the size of the yearbook, and with that, hopefully, reducing the price of the yearbook. So you'll be paying less. So if you pay $300 for your yearbook senior dues, say you got package A, you more than likely will be getting $250 if we are able to reduce the yearbook to $50, or $245 if it's $55. The original cost, I believe, was $80 or $70. I'm not 100% sure. I don't have those numbers with me at the moment.
It was 80, I believe.
$80. So in essence, if everything remains the same, you would be getting $220 back. If we don't get the $2,500 that we gave as deposit, which I strongly feel that we will, but let's say we don't, then you will be getting $208.50 back. But if we are able to reduce the price of the yearbook, then you're getting more money back. And if we get the $2,500, you get even more money. Now, the question is when? And I know it's very difficult and everybody is in a different situation. And I know money is maybe tight for some of our families. Unfortunately, we have to continue with the social distancing guidelines. And again, it's 11:22 right now, and we just got this information at 11 o'clock, so about an hour and 22 minutes ago. So we're gonna discuss this with the administration and obviously with the person working at the student store. We might have to set up appointments so that we don't gather people. We have to obey the distancing rules. We might provide your families a check back. But I just don't know how soon we can do that. Please give us some time to figure this out, to work it out, to create a schedule, a safety schedule, so that you guys. The last thing we want is put anyone at risk. You know, for $300, you're gonna come and pick up $300, and you end up with your $300 plus coronavirus. You don't want to do that. So you have to give us some time. For your families to receive your money back. And we will be posting and we will be making those announcements on all of the social media avenues that we have, as well as the school website, and we'll probably be making phone calls to your homes as well. So one thing that I would advise you to do, or recommend you, or suggest, is that start putting all of your receipts together. We have copies of your receipts, but it'd be better if you come with your receipts. So start putting all of your documentation together. If you make multiple payments, put them all together. Make sure you have copies. As probably some of you remember, when I was taking the money in the main office, I was suggesting everyone to take pictures of your receipts. Have those available. Have everything, all your documentation ready. We want to make this as smooth as possible. There will be hiccups, but we want to minimize that as much as possible. I hope that answers your question, Hannah.
All right. Anything else? I guess they're good for now.
Okay.
Wait, what if it was partially paid? Like I only gave 100. I put a deposit down of 100 for package B.
Okay, so you were partially paid. Let me ask you something, and let me ask you something just as a practice. So you're not getting. So basically school is over. You paid $100. Would you want something out of it?
I mean, just the yearbook. I feel like that's the only thing I care about. Yeah.
Exactly. That's what I thought. So I guess you will have the option of okay. I think package B, does package B include the yearbook?
Yeah, I believe it does.
Okay. So if you buy a package that includes the yearbook, you will be automatically charged for the yearbook and be given a yearbook automatically. So if you put $100 and if the yearbook is we manage to bring it down to $60, then you will be getting your yearbook and your $40 back. But at this point, we cannot retract. We can't have students that say, never mind, I don't want the yearbook anymore, because the yearbook, it's a contract. We've already paid $15,000 in advance. So we have to get that money back. We can't take that as a loss. So we will, if you get a package with the yearbook, you will be getting a yearbook. And then
Thank you.
I have another question. So I only paid for like the thing from the package that says graduation and sash and something else. So if graduation doesn't happen, would I get that money back?
Yes, of course.
And would the diplomas be sent through the mail or?
That we don't know. So we don't know that at the moment. Again, we got this news over an hour ago, and I think I'm given the circumstances. The superintendent said that everything has been canceled throughout summer. That means that there will be no summer school. So I assume that if we're not going to be allowed to have summer school, we will not be allowed to congregate. So if we're not allowed to congregate, more than likely I don't know if we're going to be able to have a commencement ceremony. Now think about this. There's 300 of you guys, 348 seniors, right? Plus, we give you guys 5 tickets per student. So we're talking about another 2,000 people, roughly, a little more, maybe, with people that purchase tickets. We normally have we normally have a ceremony with 3,000 attendees plus the students. So I don't know that we're gonna be able to congregate these many people. So the principal and actually the entire administration is looking into different things. There are things that are being posted in social media, and I think we are open for suggestions, to be honest with you. We might be able to do some sort of a parade, or maybe have a virtual ceremony, maybe with the background like Andres Becerra. I don't know. I mean, I don't know, guys. I really don't know. Do we want to have this for you? I mean, the ideal thing is to have a normal commencement ceremony. That will be the greatest thing that could happen, but it is not our decision to make. If the state health officials say you cannot congregate, we can't disobey that. We can't. It's not Mr. Garibaldi's or Manzano's or my choice or Lara's. It's not our choice. It really isn't our choice. And that you need to be, you have to understand that.
Yeah,
Do we want to do it? If it was up to me, let's have it. But not really. I mean, I cannot put your families at risk.
And so one of the things I know Mr. Alfaro mentioned is now we can have that conversation. We were just throwing out ideas just in case, but now that it's official as of this morning. Now we could figure out and start exploring ways, right? I know one of the ideas that we threw out there was if we have a parade with families and obviously the graduate in the vehicle, and they parade all around the community and get the community to cheer them on, as obviously that's going to take the support from the city, right? So we will have to work that out with the city, with Huntington Park, and but I think what Alvaro was mentioning is, under the circumstance, we're gonna try to explore the best possible graduation that we can come up with, right? Adhering to the guidelines. Now, some people may not like it or be happy with it. Others will be like, well, that's great. But one of the things that we want to do is we're taking ideas, right? I know we've had a few committees. Oftentimes when students share, or if you guys have ideas, feel free to share them out to either Mr. Tao or directly to Mr. Alfaro. Send me a message, and we could take all those ideas and then come up with the best possible solution. But one of the things is that even operations, that's the people that are over the district, they won't allow us. The other thing is, just right now at the school site, because of the circumstance, they're going through modernization. So just as we speak, there'll be bungalows that are being put in front of the school, the back of the school. In the summer, they're going to start working on the gym. So there's a lot of factors that are taking place. But I know graduation is important to you and to us, right? Every year, I think all of us look forward to watching the seniors walk stage and continue their journey. But rest assured, we're going to make the best possible decision if we can, based on the situation and the guidelines that are allowed. So don't think we're just going to say, oh, well, we'll send you a list and say, send you the diploma through the mail, and that's it. No acknowledgement. No, something will take place.
Yes, definitely. We want to give you that experience. I think all of you deserve that experience, and we want to work really hard. One thing, I know that some of you will be leaving the area and move on to college. If we're allowed to do it in September, in October, maybe we can get you back for we don't know. I mean, we want to give you that experience. I think you guys deserve it. Some of you may say, well, it's too late. But again, it's really out of our hands. If we can do a parade, if the state comes and says, you know what, as of July 1st, everyone can congregate, maybe we'll have a summer ceremony. Who knows? But we need to respect the state guidelines and the district decisions as well. So we will keep you posted.
Okay, I have a question. Yeah, Faro.
Hi.
So you said.
By the way, that's not much of a social distancing protocol.
We're family. It's fine. Okay, so let's say the state does let us go graduate whatever on July, like whatever, yeah, right? Like we could graduate. We could graduate. Will there still be a prom? Or
look, okay, so let's speak on real terms, okay? It all comes down to finances. Ideally, do we want a prom? Yes, we want a prom, but we have to think about the overarching picture, okay? In order to have a prom, your tickets were selling for about $120, $130, I believe. in order to have a regular prom, and I think we were making about $10 to $15, and that means you guys. And the money that was made out of all of these activities was to beautify graduation. So I don't know if any of you attended the last 2-3 years of graduation that we had at HP, but we had flowers. We have a very nice stage. So to give you an example, the stage of the graduation, just to rent it out, cost $4,500, okay? The district only gives the schools $2,000. So the other $2,000 come out of the revenue generated from the dances, from all of the activities that you guys make, prom, because as I said, you know, you guys were being charged $125, I believe, for prom, but the actual cost was about $105. Okay, so all of that money is used to beautify graduation, to cover the expenses of the other activities. So if we're not gonna have any money to or any activities to make money out of, we will have a simple graduation, but we will have a graduation. Or maybe we'll sell the tickets, and with that selling of the tickets, instead of giving you 5 tickets, we'll give you 2, and then the rest of them we'll sell them for 5, and that revenue will, you know, we'll buy flowers, we'll buy arrangements and all of that. Now, in terms of prom, think about this. A lot of our parents are not working. A lot of our parents have difficulty putting money together to pay rent, to pay the mortgage, to pay the bills. So our parents, put yourselves in the shoes of your parents. Some of your parents may not see prom as a priority. And really, guys, you guys don't want to put your parents into that you know, stress over. Now I need to figure out how to pay rent, how to pay the water, how to pay gas, but now I have to buy a dress or a tux, and I have to pay for this event that is not going to give me anything back other than a immediate or satisfaction, right, for my child. I don't know that any of you want to do that. So the first questions that we hear, and is rightfully so, is, are we getting refunds? Are we getting refunds? Are we getting, which is the right thing and the right question. But that only means that if I'm gonna give refunds to 50% of you guys, then we're not gonna have enough money to have a prom, because prom is costly. So this is affecting everyone, and I think that sometimes we have to do things for the greater good, for the best of all. I personally think that we should not have a prom or pursue having a prom, because we're gonna force people to force their parents to spend more money that could be used, you know, for something more essential. And so right now our projected prom attendees was 300. I honestly don't think that 100 kids will show up to prom. I don't think so. I don't think that 75 kids will say, let's move on with prom. And if 75 kids say yes, and we want to have a prom, and let's say the state allows us to have a prom, it'll be a prom for 75 kids, which is not going to get you too far. We're not going to be able to have it at the LA River place. We would have it in a small little hall with very limited decorations and whatnot. Why? Because the less people attend, the less revenue, the less money. So you have to look at the big picture. I mean, if we were allowed to congregate, I would propose to have a prom at the gym. Seriously, and instead of charging $100, maybe charge $40, $50, and have something really nice and commemorative made for you guys. This is our reality, guys. This is going to be something that you will never forget, and hopefully you will never had to go through something like this in your life. I mean, the last time something like this happened was in the 1920s, 1921, 22 with the yellow fever. None of us were here. For as old do you think that I am, I wasn't here in 1921. So hopefully none of us have to go through something like this in our lifetime. And so take this as an experience and make the best out of it.
All right. So I think that might be good for now, right, everyone?
Yep.
Okay. We appreciate your time, Manzano and Mr. Alfaro.
Okay. And just Mr. Ta, I responded to Diego yesterday, but I think some of my responses now have
changed. I'll let him know.
Yeah, so let them know, and
you reschedule.
Taking time, and unfortunately, Butner didn't give us a very good answer a week ago, but now it's very clear, and so some of the questions are still relevant, but some of them have changed.
Okay. All right. I'll let Diego know.
Okay.
All right, guys. So I know you guys have work to do, and so just miss you guys. We wish we were back at the site, finishing it off, but we'll make the best of the situation. And I think oftentimes the way I'm trying to is right now we don't see it that way, but 15, 20 years we're gonna look back at this as really history. We'll be in the books. We'll be in history books. We'll be, whether it's a positive or negative, and however we want to interpret it, but and it's just not an HP thing. I think that's the one thing that I feel is not just Huntington Park, it's not just California, it's not just the US, this is worldwide, right? So something that everyone is dealing with. So you know, whether controversial or not, I saw some videos of what they were doing to people out in India that are breaking the social distancing, and I'm like, wow, that's extreme. I see Esme going like this, like that's but you know, every country's dealing with this in their way, and then it trickles down to districts, trickles down to schools, and but rest assured, Mr. Alfaro and us, you know, your teachers, we'll try to make the best of it. Okay, miss you guys, and once a Spartan, always a Spartan, guys. All right.
Yeah,
Mr. Manzano.
Yeah, just real quick, Mr. Ta. Just to piggyback on Mr. Manzano, it's over 1 billion students that are being affected. Not million, but billion. That is 1,000 million students being affected by this situation. Given the circumstances, as Manzano said, we are in a pretty good situation compared to others. We have the means to continue your education. Now, this is a time to do it because you want to do it, because you need to do it, not because you're forced to do it. You know, you're gonna move on into do greater things in life, and you better be prepared. But now you have to be able to prepare yourself and to do it on your own, not because you're being forced by a teacher to do it, but because you have to do it, because you have to be prepared for the future. I want to leave you with the quote from Dr. King, and it says, "The ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands in moments of comfort and convenience, but where he stands in times of challenge and controversy." You guys are true Spartans. This is the time to show your true colors. We love you, we miss you, and we wish you well, and we hope to see you guys soon.
All right, guys.
All right. Thank you.
Take care.
Okay, so we actually still have some stuff to do. That took a little longer than expected, but we'll carry on. Let's see. Look at pants. Picture check-in. So let's see what we have. Can you see my screen? Okay, so
Yeah.
this first one is, oh, my email's popping up. What is that? Oh, a New Yorker. Why not close that? Okay, so first one is from Andres. He says, sums up his spring break. I don't always think about my life, but when I do, it's 2 a.m. It's true. That's so true. Tiare, all I did was nap. We got Janelle. Excellent, Janelle. Full screen. Okay, Ronnie has a video. I can't really post it. This is Damien. He just played games. Ariana doesn't have a picture, but she says she's just been napping and watching Love Island UK version. Not sure what that is, but okay. This is Jimena says she's laying down. Kalina says, ugly person flirting, go to sleep. Me. And also that.
That's funny.
Let's look that one more time.
Facebook is so funny.
That's funny. That's also clean. No. We have Veda. Oh, actually, no. This is also cleaner. There's more. Oh, no, she's this spring break. I was very irritated and I was losing my patience being stuck at home. Also, I feel like I was always going to the refrigerator when I ran out of things to do. That is so true. Oh, that was Jimena's picture. Okay. Oh, I'll load. Let me refresh this. Okay, Veda, to-do list, nothing. That's kind of crazy for Veda because Veda's always busy, and this must be like a strange time for her.
Yeah, I'm just in the backyard working out. That's it.
This is Jenny. She just uses her phone. Charge your phone. That's like the two-step process. This is Esme. This doesn't really display what I'm feeling, but it shows how I enjoy seeing people laugh. What happens when you stand between two llamas? You get laminated? That's funny. Okay. This is Laura. I was posted up in my bed all day, not complaining though. I do want to go visit my best friend who happens to live across the state, but I can't. So that makes me kind of sad. Lulu put, there's a lot of shit going on here, a lot everywhere. That's true. That's so true. All right. So what you guys need to do this week? We actually, I know they took a long time, but we still have Hennessy going to present something. All right. So today, you can reflect on what Hennessy presents. He's going to tell you about your portal. If you haven't already, there are some other assignments from other check-ins, which was about your financial aid package. On Thursday, I have 3 people coming in from the field of social work and psychology. So if you have any, I didn't have any questions, but it's assignment. Create 2 questions for that. So it's one person, Ms. Akaraz, and she's bringing 2 friends one person who is a current social worker and another person who, I don't know her current profession, but I know all of them study psychology in college. So if you're interested in that field, this is your time to kind of get to know it. But do that by Thursday. And then, as always, after the interview, there is a post-interview session. All right. I'm going to stop sharing my screen, and then Hennessy's going to share her screen, and she's going to present something for you guys. If any questions for her, let her know throughout. But then afterwards, after today, please post on the digital learning number 9.
I have a quick question about money too. What about our Six Flags money?
So they're sending it back to me. They already sent me an email, but I don't know how to get it back to you guys unless you guys all have like, I don't know, Cash Apps and
PayPal.
I could do that slowly with you guys. I just need to figure it out.
We also need the money back for like the
Venmo.
that was supposed to happen.
What is it?
The food thing that was supposed to happen.
Yeah, definitely. Kalina has that, but I'll talk to her. Or Kayleen, one of those. But I just need to figure out how to get that back to you guys.
But you know how the thing ends on May 15 and supposedly they're gonna open up everything?
No, that's not gonna happen.
Oh man, I want to go to Six Flags.
You know what? If this clears up in the summer, we can all go to Six Flags. But we'll see.
Oh, we'll invite you. So we're gonna invite you to the 10-year reunion.
Yeah, I would love to like a beach trip if summer's back on. But
Wait, so how does it work? You know how they moved it to May 15? So if if that ends, we're not gonna come out no more, or what? No entiendo.
so people aren't allowed to like go leave their houses until they deem it like it's safe. It's that they feel like the amount of cases is decreasing to the point where people won't be able to won't spread. So right now we're not in that situation.
Oh, okay. Hennessy could proceed.
All right, Hennessy, you got this.
Okay. Alfaro and Marcelo took a long time, so I'm trying to go through this quickly. I have a slideshow for you guys, and I do not know. Okay, yeah, there you go.
That's a very good-looking slideshow.
Thank you. I had to download it. It's called How to Adjust to the College Life. So first, I'm gonna go through your GEs, which is they're similar to A through G requirements, but it's like college edition. So in order to graduate from a Cal State or transfer out from a community, GEs need to be completed. So as a freshman, you should try to complete most of your GE requirements, but only as much as your major allows you. Try to complete A1, A2, English and public speaking, and D1, history your first year. Don't ignore your major curriculum, because then you will fall behind. So let me see. We have a general education course list. So this is the one based on my school, but they're the same for communities and Cal States. This is area A, which is communication and critical thinking, and you only need to take 12 units for your undergraduate. So communication. A2 is written communication, so like English and first year English basically. And 3 is critical thinking. So I'm currently taking critical thinking right now, and it's just more about analyzing stuff and writing. It's a lot of writing for that one. Area B.
Hennessy, are we still looking at slide 3, or are we looking at something else right now?
It's slide 2.
Slide 2.
Which one is?
It like froze, I think.
Yeah, I see. We're on the 3rd slide right now.
Oh, we're Zoom sharing. Okay.
Oh, okay. There you go. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
So we have the A's, and then we have B, which is math and science. So you have your physical science, which is like chemistry and physics. Your biological science, this is bio, anthros, it says here, and life science for educators. It's different courses based on which school you go to, but these are the ones that are offered at my school. And you have to take a lab for a GE as well, but that's only one, and I think that's only 1 unit. You have to take another mathematics class in college, yeah, just one though, and you'll be done, depending on your major. A lot of people take trig or college algebra, and that one usually finishes your GE requirement for that. Then you have your upper division, which are basically you take when you're a senior or a junior in college. In order to take these, you have to complete the required ones. So like if these are usually 4 and 5. So you have to complete 1, 2, and 3 before doing these. Okay, so now I'm gonna share my flow chart for my engineering course. So depending on your major, each one should have their own flowchart, and it's basically a guideline as to how you should take classes in order to graduate faster or within the time frame they say you should graduate. So my freshman year, I have fall. This is Calculus 1, and it tells me that I would receive my GE for B4. So this is like an essential part when you go to college. You should look through this because you don't have to take every GE. Some already come in your major and you just void them. So I have to take chemistry as well, so that's another GE for me, and then they tell me which ones I should take, like for the space that they give me. Most of the GEs I would take my senior year just because I have a lot of courses to go through with engineering, but that's pretty much that. Okay, so we're back to this. Now we have navigating through college. College campuses are
Hennessy,
huge.
are you trying to go back to your PowerPoint?
Yes.
We're still on your the flow chart.
Thanks, doll.
No problem.
It's a little difficult. Now we're back to the slideshow. We have navigating through colleges. College campuses are huge. Don't worry about it. You aren't the only one confused. Finding buildings and classes might be very confusing on your first day, but don't be afraid to ask other students questions about where things are. Here are some tips. Go to your college campus before classes start and map out all the buildings and classrooms you have. So at my school, there's an orientation day, and then after that you have like a day where all freshmen can go and just visit it, and it's like they have activities planned for you and they provide food and everything. So I went with my best friend, and we got our class schedules and we mapped out the whole day. And it was very like fun because like first we did mine and then we did his. So I highly suggest this because when my the first day came, I wasn't confused at all. I knew where all my classes were, where the buildings were, and it was really easy to just go from one class to the other, especially because I commute. So my classes were like together, and I had like 10 minutes to walk to my next class. So another suggestion I have is try to keep your classes together, like I said, so you don't have to walk across campus in like 10 minutes or like 15 minutes and potentially get lost if you don't know where the building is. And then give yourself enough time to walk to classes. So for me, I think 15 minutes is okay, like the most time. I think the least time I've ever had was 10 minutes, but that was because the buildings were like right next to each other, so I didn't do much walking. And then now we're gonna talk about making a schedule. So many colleges have course search filters. Using the filters can help you remove classes that are on days and time slots that do not work for you. Okay, so pick your classes based on what you feel is good for you, and try to make it like where the classes are available too, so it doesn't get like overlapped or like stuff like that. Make sure you don't forget that some classes have labs. Labs are 3 hours and they're 1 unit, so even though it's like not worth taking a lab, you have to take it for some class because it's paired. They're called co-recs, so it's paired with your science class, and they're 3 hours long, so you have to fit it into your schedule. And sometimes they're only like given on certain days, like Tuesdays and Thursdays, or Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. But labs are only once a week, so that's probably like the only good thing about them. And if you have a job, you have to fit your schedule around. So like I work Tuesdays and Thursdays, so I have to make my schedule Monday, Wednesdays, and sometimes I have to take a morning class on Friday just because a lot of my math classes are Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. say many companies offer students time to go to class. Check in with your supervisors if you are days you can't have to attend college. And remember, sometimes sacrifices have to be made. Sometimes time with friends will have to wait, or cutting back hours in your job. These are all just temporary. Remember. Okay, so then I'm gonna go back to my portal. Okay.
We know your password now.
No, you do not.
I was gonna say that.
So then to get your classes, you go to your student center and you press search. So like for me, since I would have classes, well, all of you guys would be enrolling into classes next semester. It'd be fall semester 2020. I don't know why my school did 2024. Anyways, so when I went to orientation, they told me to take this one off because this only shows you the open classes, and sometimes classes are waitlisted, and that's probably like the best time you can have it. And it's really good sometimes to go to a waitlist class and see if they have space, because sometimes they will add you. I know for last semester, a lot of engineering courses I had to take were waitlisted, but my friends got into it, like they just gave out permission codes and they all got into the waitlisted classes. So I'm gonna do the class I have to take next semester, which is math 2240. And you just do that and hit search. And this is all the information they give you. So like this one, the first section is on Monday, Wednesdays at 5:30 p.m. through 6:45. And it tells you the room. This is the building, the room, and the instructor, and when the dates are. So this is like the semester basically. And then this is the status. If it's green, that means it's open. And if these don't have triangles, but if it has a triangle, it means waitlisted. And if it's a blue box, it's closed. So you can't get into closed classes at all because that means it's filled up. And waitlisted means that you could be added to waitlist, but once the waitlist fills up, then you can't be added anymore. And like I said, if you are on a waitlist, try to go to the class the first day and then try to be added. So we're gonna show my shopping cart now, because this is what I want for next semester. So basically, this is my shopping cart. So the way I have to add classes is I select this, like that, and then based on what my time frame is and when I want to have my classes, I go through that schedule. So I work Tuesdays and Thursdays and Fridays, so I want only Mondays and Wednesday classes. And I do have to take a lab, so that the only Tuesday class I have is my lab, which would be at 4 p.m. So I have 8 a.m. for physics lab, and then my physics class at 7 p.m. and then my math class at 5 p.m. my engineering class at 1, and then my lab on Tuesday. So this would be these classes that I selected would be the classes I would want for my schedule next semester. And then after you hit which ones you want, you hit enroll. Mine is not gonna let me enroll because I don't have my appointment till Monday. So that happens, yeah. Okay, I don't know, I want to see if I can show you my appointment date so you can know where to find it. So on your portal, you'll have this link that says my status, and then you go down and it says enrollment dates. These are your semester, it tells you by semester. So summer semester is my enrollment date was on March 6th at 6:30 a.m. And then my fall semester one is on Monday, April 20th at 11 a.m. So classes do fill up really quickly. So I suggest you like wake up earlier and try to be like on your portal 15 minutes earlier, just in case, to see if any classes fill up, if you need to do any changes and need to rearrange your like what your schedule, what you want your schedule to be, so that by the time 11 a.m. hits, you just hit enroll and you get your classes. Because a lot of people do get added, like they have their schedules ready, but then the classes get filled up and they have to switch their whole schedule, and then by the time they switch it, those classes are filled up too. So it's like a struggle for them. Okay. And then we're gonna go back to the PowerPoint. Okay. Next is studying for exams and midterms. These are like some tips that I do that I found useful for myself, that I thought it would be hopefully useful for you, because studying for exams in college is difficult. You have to memorize a lot of stuff, especially if they're like finals things. So that it's basically, finals are cumulative, which is basically everything that's on the test is what you learn from the beginning to the semester to the end. So some things I do for studying is I have a study buddy. So I try to make a friend in each class and I study with them. If I don't make a friend in that class, I try to take classes with my friends. And we study and we go like to Starbucks or we go to the library and we just do problems, or like we read over the slideshows, try to help each other with what one another doesn't understand. So like if something I don't know but she does, I'll ask her to explain it to me, and vice versa. I also suggest going over your notes and highlight what you think is most important or what the study guide is listed. So like for my political science class, they give me a study guide. So he'll put, but the study guide isn't like telling me like questions like what's going to be on the exam. It's just topics that he's going to put in there. So I just highlight the topics and information that I have in my notes, and I just go over that and just make sure that I know what each topic is, what's included in each topic, and make sure that the key points that I know are the key points that he mentioned that day, and make sure that I know them. For science and math classes, those usually have a lot of math problems to do. So I highly suggest you go like get the book for those classes and go through like practice problems and do them on your own. So because if you don't understand how to do a problem that wasn't done in class, then most likely you don't understand the topic of what's going on. So I highly suggest go back and practice on your own until you understand how to do it without looking like at a guide or a problem that has already a source that has it done for you. And then there's also other like places that help you understand the topic. So I know some classes are really boring and like we tend to like zone out. I do that a lot. So I use like YouTube and Khan Academy to help me remember what I was learning that day, especially if I have to teach myself that topic. And I also highly suggest going to office hours. So professors are scary. I'm scared to talk to some of my professors, but the office hours are there for a reason. If you go to office hours, they'll help you with any question you have. And sometimes they even offer extra credit for just going to office hours. Or they like bump your grade up a little bit because they know your face from going to office hours. They know you're trying. So I highly suggest going to office hours. Office hours are like kind of like, it's like when they don't have classes, so they open up their office and they allow students to come in to ask any questions, questions on homework, exams, or just to even talk sometimes. And then next we have your academic advisor. So an advisor is basically like a counselor. They're there to help you graduate and make sure you get your degree. So at my school, based on the college I'm enrolled in, so I'm enrolled into the College of Engineering. So I think we have to do a meeting with our advisor every semester. And I have to make an appointment, and I have to do this Excel sheet that shows my progress of my computer engineering degree and how many courses I've taken and what my schedule is going to look like for next semester. So your academic advisor is available through certain times. If you make an appointment, you can always email them to make an appointment, and they'll have you within that time frame that you can when you're available too. But they also have walk-in hours, which you can walk in and just like ask questions, just ask just basically ask questions, ask for help, anything you need to know, like help you succeed with your degree. So there's academic advisors in community colleges as well. They guide you and make sure you don't take classes you don't need. They also tell you about programs they have with universities. So I know a big difference with community colleges and Cal State academic advisors is that I feel like from my friends' experience, they're more comfortable with their academic advisors, as where my academic advisor is also a professor. So I don't know when he's available because his availability is based on his office hours. But when I talk to my friends, they say that their academic advisors, they're like weekly, and then they're always very helpful, and they give them like advice, or like they even mention field trips to them, like possibilities to go look at universities and community colleges. So it's like very beneficial to talk to your advisor in college, especially if you want to graduate in a 4-year range. Okay, so that's basically it. And if you guys have any questions, I'm here.
All right, so that was great. Thank you, Hennessy. All right, so I know I'm actually getting messages from some other teachers. Maybe Mr. Bond still, he wants you guys to go to his class right now. But last few things. You hear my dog whining in the background. If you want to see Hennessy's presentation again, I uploaded it to week from 5. It's on here. I'm going to upload the video from today. It's kind of long because there's a first half of admin and stuff. And then for today, what you need to do is digital learning number 9. So please reflect on something you learned from Hennessy's presentation, and comment 2 questions you still have about your portal, things about registering class, anything you have regarding like the future, like using your portal. Try to respond to 2 people if you know an answer to that, or if you have the same question, like ask them what's your confusion. Keep in mind that on Thursday we have 3 social workers who study psychology, so it's a coming. So please create 2 questions, and then we have a post interview after that. But besides that, that's all you got to do. Any questions?
Mister?
Yeah.
Grades are due tomorrow, right?
Tomorrow night, yes.
Okay.
So
Grades are due tomorrow?
yeah, tomorrow night for the 10-week report card.
Oh.
Damn, it's long, no?
Yeah, because
Wait, is this a 10-week?
The 10-week was actually due March, like the end of March, but because we went away, they had to postpone it because there's someone with confusion. So they gave everyone extra time because like the teachers weren't ready to kind of handle with the grades and stuff. So this is actually the second progress report.
Okay, I thought it was the 3rd one. I was about to get scared.
Yeah. So it's just the second one. But yours is going to close a lot sooner because remember, seniors are usually due 2 weeks before the rest of the school. So I don't know when your final ones will come out.
Ya pa' qué.
Yeah. All right, everyone. It was great seeing you. I'll see you guys on Thursday. Please do your assignments. And thank you, Hennessy.
Thank you, Hennessy.
Bye.
Bye,
Bye.
ciao. Have a good
Yeah.
day.
You too.
Bye.